Next.
Trivest Capital, Mr. Masaki Goto, over to you. I'm Goto from Trivesta Capital. Thank you very much. So, Goto from Trivesta Capital. So, I would like to briefly introduce myself. Page 3, please. The 2 slides later. Thank you. From 3-year-old to 19 years old, I lived in the U.S. and my Japanese may not be very good, and I therefore wrote slides in English. I graduated at Cornell University in 1992 and joined the Hitachi Limited, Why Japan, because it was a bubble economy era, and I wanted to come to Japan as Japan was such a rich country. Why Hitachi? So I graduated from university at the age of 19, and in September 1992, I made an application that I wanted to join a business division at the age of 19. I wasn't even able to go through a training, but then I left Hitachi and attended the Kellogg graduate school. I wanted to join Microsoft or other foreign capital companies. Probably it might have been a better choice, but anyway, I then joined the Goldman Sachs, working on derivatives. And then changed a job and joined Morgan Stanley. It was the time of IT bubbles, and I launched my own company, but didn't work, and returned to Goldman. And then Standard Pacific Capital, I joined, and I started working on fundamental investment. And Asuka Asset Management, the Value Up Fund, I joined, and some members of that company, I launched Misaki Capital. And then once again, I launched Trivesta Capital. So I launched my own business 3 times. So why I explained to you my biography, because this type of investment starts and ends with people. Trivesta Capital has about 120 billion yen, but it entirely comes from overseas. So the talents are extremely important. That is the reason why I introduced myself. So the overseas asset owners, what are they looking for? So investment, they are not looking for investment service provider, but they are looking for partners. So partners, if you are to partner up with someone, you want to know about that person deeply. And initial interview, I spent at least 15 minutes to introduce myself. And the longest time, I spent 9 hours explaining everything about myself, my family, and my background. And then why I became independent once again and launched Trivesta. And what is the philosophy? And how did you form your team? And what is their background? And what is the remuneration system? And if turnover rate is high, that company will not be liked. And together with the team, how do you plan to realize your philosophy and strategy? So overseas investors, if they are interested in Japan, they are interested in Japanese equity as well. And they would ask me in what kind of environment we are likely to succeed, and vice versa. So the second interview, and then they would ask me about track record, how I came to find a certain company and decided to invest in that company. Why did you reduce investment in this company or increased in this company? And also I talked about mistakes or unsuccessful cases, portfolio management, risk management. Of course, they ask detailed questions. And if it is a long-term investment, the turnover rate is usually low. What they do not ask me is performance. Not in the first interview, not even in the second interview. They don't ask me about performance. And also, things unrelated to strategy, they don't ask, like volatility, they don't ask. Our performance or volatility, I don't know. And Sharpe ratio, they don't ask. I'm not saying Sharpe ratio is bad, but I mean, the Sharpe ratio is important in some cases, but it doesn't suit our strategy. Next slide, please. So emerging managers, overseas investors often invest in emerging managers. Why? There are two major things. One, as some panelists' slide showed, a return is relatively high. Why? Because they take a single strategy. It may be small, but they focus entire resource on one strategy. So organization is small, and therefore it's flexible and adaptable, and they take risks. So how many percentage points of your own resources do you invest in this? If it is below 50%, investors would not like it. So 70 or 80%, that would be ideal. So take that much risk, and therefore very focused on returns. In other words, in a nutshell, very hungry, and this is very appealing to overseas investors. Another reason is so they want to look for partners, and emerging managers can be very suitable partners because interests are aligned. It's a small fund and very few partners. So communication and dialogues can be very good and high transparency. And we invest in 15 names, and every quarter we have close communication. That is a major element as well. And also we can benefit as well because they invest in various names worldwide, and we can listen to their deep knowledge and expertise. So we benefit a lot from their experience as well. In Japan, I believe that the emerging managers are very suitable now. In particular, the high liquidity is there, and there are many investment targets, and the environment is changing. So departing from a deflationary economy, and real wage is rising, and rate is rising as well. So emerging manager has flexibility and adaptability, I said previously, and now is a good time for them. And 60 years old or 70 years old, Japanese people may know the world where the interest rate was positive, but younger than that do not know. Next page, please. So my request for Japanese asset owners, let's think out of the box and to put together a portfolio in Japanese. The focus is diversified investment. Some people may misunderstand diversification. it's not the managers or individuals that are diversified, but asset classes are diversified. Like a certain investor may said that the 15 portfolio companies are too many, and they wanted to have 10 portfolio companies in a fund. And of course, target return must go up. But I would like you to think whether the current asset classes are the right ones. And also, we also have endowment model. Endowment model. There is always flowing out, like university operation, R&D, and it cannot be financed entirely by tuition and donation. And in the long term, inflation plus 5% return is necessary. Inflation plus 5% means 8% in the U.S. absolute term. And the managers spend a lot of time on this. And the emerging managers can create alpha, and that is very attractive. And this may look long term. So low liquidity strategy or e-liquidity premium. Because the liquidity is low, there is a premium. So next slide, please. So asset owners will face a tough time, and it may be there may be a high hurdle to invest in emerging manager because they have a very little track record. But if you can overcome that, I think interests are aligned because they are focused very much on return, and they are passionate about their own business, which means that they are very much focused on generating a return for you. So I think you can create a win-win partnership with emerging manager. This is my last slide. So reminiscence of emerging manager. This book is very well known among traders.
A man must believe in himself and his judgment if he expects to make a living in this game. ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Goto. Please give him nice rounds of applause.